The sun of planet Avilar was slowly rising when Captain Raylan Walker stepped out of his small outpost. The air was cold, and the sky was painted with two moons fading into daylight. Everything looked peaceful. But Raylan felt something strange. Something he could not explain. Raylan was a human soldier, stationed far away from Earth as part of a research mission. His job was simple: watch the planet, study the alien wildlife, and keep the small human base safe. Avilar was beautiful but quiet. To quiet, Raylan walked toward the main gate and looked over the wide green valley. For months, nothing dangerous had happened. But today, the silence felt wrong. Even the birds were not making any sound. Inside the control room, his friend Mira was checking the scanners. She turned when she saw Raylan. "You're early today," she said. Raylan nodded. "Something feels off. Like the planet is holding its breath." Before Mira could answer, the alarms suddenly began to scream. Red lights flashed. The screens filled with strange signals. Mira's eyes widened. "Raylan, something big is coming." From the north, Raylan rushed to the monitor. He saw a massive energy wave moving fast across the valley. Trees were breaking, dust was rising, and small animals were running for their lives. "What is that?" Myra whispered. But before anyone could speak, the ground outside the base shook. A thunderous roar echoed through the sky. The humans inside the base froze in fear. Raylan put on his helmet. "Open the lookout shield." "I'm going outside." Mira grabbed his arm. "No, it's dangerous." Raylan smiled softly. "I'm a soldier. It's my job." He stepped outside, and what he saw made his heart stop. Thousands of alien warships were descending from the sky like black clouds. Their metal bodies burned with red lights. The air around them crackled with energy. Raylan had read about many alien species in the galaxy, but he had never seen these ones. He had never seen ships move so fast or so quietly. It was as if the sky itself had turned into a battlefield inside the base. The humans started panicking. The loudspeaker crackled, and Commander Hale's voice shouted, "All units prepare for emergency defense. Unknown alien force approaching." Raylan zoomed in with his visor. The alien ships opened their side panels, and thousands of small drone fighters shot out like a swarm of insects. They spread across the valley, scanning the land. Raylan knew this was not a simple scouting mission. This was an attack. He ran back inside. "Commander, we need backup. Now." Commander Hale was already contacting Earth. "This is Outpost Avilar 09. We are under attack. Unknown enemy. Repeat: unknown enemy." But the signal was weak. The enemy was jamming communication. Suddenly, the drones began firing blue plasma bolts toward the base. The shields shook violently. Sparks flew from the walls. Myra shouted, shields dropping to 60%. Raylan grabbed a rifle. "Everyone to defense stations." The base turned into chaos. Soldiers ran to their positions. The air smelled like metal and burning circuits. Raylan could feel the fear inside everyone, but he also saw determination. Humans had faced danger before. They would not fall easily. Outside, the alien army continued to descend. Their largest ship, massive like a floating mountain, cast a dark shadow over the entire valley. Raylan whispered, "Why are they attacking? We never hurt anyone." But there was no time for questions. A loud explosion rocked the base as the first line of shields collapsed. The roof shook, and dust fell from the ceiling. Shields at 30%. Myra yelled. Raylan and a team of soldiers rushed to the west tower. The drones were trying to break through the walls. Raylan aimed his rifle and fired. The blue laser shot hit a drone and exploded it into pieces. Other soldiers followed. The air filled with energy blasts from both sides. Still, The drones were too many. One of the soldiers, Liam, shouted, "Captain, the south gate is falling." Raylan clenched his teeth. "Hold your ground. Do not let them enter." But deep inside, he knew they could not hold forever. Suddenly, the ground shook again, harder than before. Everyone fell. Raylan looked outside. A giant alien walker machine had landed. It had 6 legs, glowing armor, and a huge cannon on its back. It walked toward the base like a monster made of metal. Raylan whispered in shock, "That thing will destroy us in one shot." Commander Hale ordered, "All forces attack that walker." Humans fired everything they had: rockets, lasers, grenades. The walker staggered but did not fall. Its armor was too strong. The cannon on the walker began to glow bright blue. Mira screamed, "Raylan! It's charging a full power blast." Raylan looked around. If that cannon fired, entire base would be wiped out. He grabbed a heavy plasma launcher and ran outside. Liam shouted, "Captain, stop, you'll die." Raylan didn't stop. He knew this was the only chance. He aimed at the walker's leg and fired the launcher with all his strength. The blast hit the leg, exploding in a bright flash. The walker staggered, losing balance. Raylan fired again. The leg broke. The giant walker fell sideways and crashed into the ground with a massive boom. The soldiers cheered, but only for a second, because the mothership above them began lowering a glowing ball of energy. Raylan stared at it in horror. They are preparing a planet strike. This was no longer a simple attack. This was war. A war humans never expected. A war that arrived without warning. A war that could end everything. Commander Hale shouted, "Raylan, get everyone inside the underground bunker. Now." But the glowing energy above the valley kept growing, brighter and brighter. The sky turned white. Mira shouted, "We won't make it. The blast will cover the whole valley." Raylan grabbed her hand. "We are humans. We don't fall this easily." But even he did not know if they would survive. The ground trembled again. A massive storm of energy began to rise from the alien mothership, and thus the first moment of the unexpected war began.